Good morning and welcome to Playful Whimsies. Today, I'm doing something a bit different, obviously. Um, I thought we would have a frank discussion about what's been going on and where I've been and why I'm not posting or why I didn't post. I'm trying to start posting, which is why I'm doing this right now. Um, so, to begin with, I go by the name Sprite. And you can find a link in my YouTube channel to contact me through Yahoo Mail. Please be kind. I have that there just in case, Oftentimes my videos do not have people commenting because a lot of them are meant for, readers and children, and sometimes it's just better to keep the comments out when you're working and trying to help people with their reading skills. So I'm not 100% on comments. One of my hobbies is coloring, but I don't do it very often right now, and I'll explain that. I guess I can explain it now. You see, in October, shortly after we lost my husband's grandfather, whom I really loved, he was a great guy, and he was really special to me and to my husband, but he was special to me. He and his wife took me into the family and welcomed me warmly, and I never felt rejected by them. Even when my husband and I were having difficulties and I was getting calls from other people and accused of being this or that or the other thing. And so, that was a rough blow. But his memorial service happened in October, and I thought, great, okay, I can rest a little. And then my mother came down with COVID. COVID did not kill her, mind you. She was a childhood onset diabetic. And if you know anything about diabetes, people who have it from childhood, they're in a whole different class than the typical, adult onset diabetic. And she was one of those people who got sick a lot, and strange things happened to her that really didn't have a whole lot of explanation. They just kind of happened. So, I was pretty anxious about that. Well, she died in late October, about a week after her birthday. And it was hard. And at first I was okay. And I had a lot to do because I was the closest to her. So I had to be the responsible one and make sure that things got done for her. So I kind of took a hiatus for a while to take care of my family, take care of business. My husband wasn't doing too well because of his grandfather. He's still we're both kind of reeling from the loss. But then a week after my mother died, we found out we had to move. Now, we have not moved yet because basically what they said is, we don't want to renew your rental contract. You may be saying, oh, well, it's because you didn't pass the inspection. But no, we had just passed an inspection. And we're not entirely sure what they want to do with this house, but our everyone's rent has gone up really exponentially in the peninsula that I live on. And as much as I love living here, there's there's um there's only so much, right? Only so much I can do. It took us months to find a place to live after we came up here for work. And I'm not going to put my family in the situation where we're going to be homeless again. So we are actually planning to move to a different area. If you know, you know. If you don't, no problem. And we had everything set up to move in, I want to say November. And then our rental agency decided to say, oh, you can't move. We're going to make you pay like $1,000+ a month if you move away from here right now. And of course, that is utterly ridiculous. I am not rich. My side gigs don't pay very much. This is actually a side gig for me. I work full time. And that's another thing that's been happening. I had to change careers in October, or actually in August last year. And it's been a bit of an adjustment. I needed to be able to take care of myself better. I have some physical things that happen. I had to recover from a surgery that I hadn't been able to recover from. Working in the schools, there was just a lot going on. Plus, with my mom being sick on and off, I just decided I needed to change course for a while. That's not to say I don't teach, but right now I'm in a hiatus. I do plan on working again from working in a website called, well, I won't even tell you the website, but teaching classes, not every day, but teaching classes. And I also create, let me grab, I'm a crafter. I do fiber arts, so this is one of my dolls. I like to do small things, mostly. Crafting is fun, but it's, it is what it is. It's not going to make me a bunch of money, and I'm fine with that. It just it gives me something to do other than sit at home and worry about things. Which I don't sit at home a whole lot, but I do worry quite a bit. I also take my crafting with me to work, so when people don't need me to be up and moving around, I can give them the quiet, the space, and the privacy they need, and they'll know that all I'm doing is working on a project. It works out pretty well because I work as a home care aide. Well, I'm not a home care aide yet. I am a caregiver right now. A home care aide is a person who has undergone the certification, and I don't have the certification yet. That is what happened in December. I started not just working, but taking classes. And so, any of you familiar with it's an intensive program. I'm still studying because once you get your classes done, you have to take 2 different types of tests, a skills test and a knowledge test. So I'm working on that. I'm also making things. I'm also working. And I'm also preparing to move. This all being said, my YouTube channel has gone a little bit in the wayside, in part because of how I'm feeling, what I'm dealing with. There's nothing that anybody has done to me. It's just my mother was probably the most important person in my life. She loved me regardless. She never shamed me. She didn't shame me for going to a therapist and getting help with depression. She didn't shame me for being anxious. She did her best to work around all of my problems. And I have problems. Everybody does. But, so I'm using this video to talk to you. I'm going to make this for 18 and older because I don't think children need stress, and they don't need to worry about somebody's mental health. I'm just letting the adults know that I will be beginning to read, but I did have a question for everyone. If you've made it this far, what kinds of stories do you want to hear in the coming year? I still plan on doing some short stories. They are what gets me moving again after having a lot of, stress, anxiety, whatever. It's a short way for me to connect with other people and to keep my channel moving. But I also want to do some chapter books. And if there are books that you're not enjoying, do me a favor and let me know. And feel free, just please be aware of your language. I don't use harsh language. It doesn't help anybody. So I just ask that you be aware of your language when you email me, but feel free to email me on the Yahoo address, and just let me know what you're thinking, what kind of books you want to hear. I'm not going to promise anything because, of course, I have some books that I want to continue reading, like the Miss Pickle Wiggle series. But I have to admit that I have to have a space of hours by myself that I can do my recording. And that can be a challenge for me. Right now, with the move, with, visitors, holidays just finishing, it's a little bit of a challenge. So I hope you enjoyed this update. I love this. Make a wish and make it happen. Wishes are wonderful things, but if we don't reach towards our goals, we only have ourselves to blame for not getting what makes us happy. I'm a doer and a dreamer, and I learned a little later in my life that it's okay to dream, but you gotta work towards it if you want it to happen. Anyway, I hope you were able to stay through, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And look for more books being posted. All right. Have a great day. Bye.